Hey there, Pete here. Sorry about the silhouette. I'm going to review the entire Leatherman catalogue today. I've handled most of these tools. I've owned a great portion of them, but I've had most of these in hand too. I'm going to sort through the site from low to high price, and then I'll talk a bit about the kind of deal you get in Australia and how to get around it. So let's go through it. Let's start with the cheapest Leatherman sorted by, and this is from their multi-tools. I'll talk briefly about their other things in a separate part of the video. Cheapest is the Style CS. Style CS is a good little tool. I've got one on my emergency first aid kit at work. Good for bandages. Has a little knife blade on it, so it's more of a everyday type tool. And yeah, no great problems at all. The tweezers are a little bit dicky, not as good as the Victorinox tweezers. The Z-Rex I've actually held too. It's smaller than you think it's going to be. It's still, you can sort of get a 4-finger grip in this handle part here. But yeah, for some reason I thought it was about a foot long, but it's actually not. It's probably about 8 inches long or something like that. Not huge. For what it is, if you have a need for that sort of thing, if you're like a firefighter or emergency worker and the tools that are provided with you, as is often the case, aren't that great, then probably a good option. The Style PS, good travel safe type deal. The mini pliers versus mini scissors is the primary tool. I tend to go mini pliers, but I would prefer still for there to be a knife blade on there myself, for the really small stuff. I think there's not enough bladeless bigger multi-tools. That's the problem with how things are, I think, in the industry. Micro, everyone loves the Micro, solid tool. The new Rev. Now, I haven't had the best experience with the Wingman and the Sidekick. They've both, the ones that I've handled have both sort of been really high maintenance and have kind of fallen apart a little bit, or just had problems with them that you can't really fix yourself. The Rev sort of, it appeals to me a little bit. It's a very simple one, so it's kind of got the same amount of tools as, say, like one of these smaller multi-tools, as in it hasn't got scissors or a saw. It's very much just basic knife, pliers, drivers, plus file and package opener. But what I like about it is they've got rid of the spring-loaded pliers, which it sounds like is a bad thing, but the thing about spring-loaded pliers is on these bigger ones, for them to do that, they had to be those cross-cutter ones that sort of just went like that, you know, the jaws that didn't cross over. They've put a proper, when I say proper, like as in, that's actually a quantifiable descriptor, but it's a proper anvil style crossing over wire cutter, if you get what I mean, just like your Leathermans that you all know. So I'm curious about that one. I think I'm actually going to give it a try. Very cheap in America. Look, it's $34, and I'm sure you get it about $10 cheaper than that in actuality. So I think that's pretty good for the price. Like, I can't see there's probably not as many things that can go wrong on it, and they're all slip jointed tools except for the knife. But you know, for that price, I think it's quite good. If the Wingman and the Sidekick were that price, I think you'd be laughing. But they're a little bit more expensive. Squirt PS4 and Squirt ES4, I've got both of those. They're both really good. They're both sort of industry leading, about with the dime. Here's the Wingman. It's only $5 more expensive. The thing with the Wingman is the scissors. The one I'll review is one I've got. My stepfather's got it at the moment. It's actually one that's been given to him. I'm going to bring that and show you, because the scissors have this thing where you need to force them open really strongly, in at least his, and otherwise they don't engage at all, and they're just a floppy, useless pair of scissors. And the knife, these screws here seem to strip or seem to loosen drastically fairly soon after you've started using the tool, and so the knife has huge amounts of play in it. So just a couple of little things with there, and the pinch style cutters I don't like, as I was saying. Freestyle looks cool, very basic knife pliers, but I'd get the Freestyle CX because I don't like these partially serrated knives like that you get on the basic Freestyle, and I think on the CX you get the upgraded blade steel. Leatherman Leap, I'll flip over the Australian site in a sec. We're like just getting the Leatherman Leap in Australia. For some reason, it's like they don't think that the international postal system exists, because they kind of drip feed us their products, whereas, you know, I could get a Signal tomorrow in Australia if I wanted to, you know, I could order one tomorrow and get it in a week's time, but they won't officially sell them here in Australia for, you know, probably another 6 months. So Leatherman, why you do that, I don't know. I'm interested in the Leap. I'm really looking forward to when my son's old enough to get him one. Sidekick, $10 more. They find that I guess they value a the blades are more expensive to produce. The serrated blade and the saw blade must be more expensive to produce than scissors and package opener. I think the Sidekick's probably at risk of being, it's massively probably outclassed by the new Signal as a sort of outdoors focused multi-tool. The Signal kind of has everything that has, except for the file, I guess, but kind of does it in a nice looking package. I guess it's almost triple the price though, so something to take into account. Again, the pinch style cutters, which don't really work too well in my experience. Juice, I don't like the Juice range, sorry to say. My Juice isn't the best. I've got the CS4. Yeah, Juice CS4, so scissors, corkscrew, 4 layers, I think it stands for. And I've got the old ones, which I think look way better than these new ones as well. I don't know who told them that looks better than those cool funky coloured ones, but they just don't, especially seeing as they nerfed the bright colours and they're all kind of other shades of grey or orangey brown, or there's the blue one, but much less cool. They shorten the blade. I think they fixed up the driver issue. The driver's really tricky to get out and pull out with your nails, but I think they fixed that. But apart from that, yeah, a step back definitely, I think, design-wise. Rebar, I think I've said enough about the rebar. It's probably one of their best tools. Skeletal in silver. I've got an old silver one that has it's the standard Skeletal with the plain 420 HC blade. That's how it started. It started with this one had the plain blade, and then the advanced one with the better steel had the serrated blade, which I think they realised didn't make sense because it's better to have your good steel on a plain edge, because you could have serrations made out of pot metal and they'd kind of do the job. So fix that. But yeah, very ergonomic tool. The carabiner gives the hands a real level of comfort when you're using the pliers as well. So I definitely get that. I would pay the extra little bit of money and get that over the freestyle. So extra $20. Pay for the carabiner and the screwdriver bit. I think that's fair. More Juice. Again, not key. The Raptor's completely alien to me. I've never used it. Interested in the Skeletal SX. This is a file, but it's part of the frame of the tool. So they just kind of diamond coat part of the frame there. There isn't many videos or anything really about it at all online, but if you go into the product page, you see this is all this part here is integral diamond file. They say it's for snowboards or something. I have no idea what you do with the files to do with boards, not sure, but yeah, what do they call it? A diamond coated file, there you go. So that's something to do with snowboarding. I reckon it looks quite cool as well, like when it's closed. I reckon it's a nifty looking tool. Just the standard blade in there, standard blade steel, but the black colour, probably, and the silver there. I think that's one of the better looking Skeletals. Very good. Keep going down through. Now we go into the Super Tool. So the Super Tool is the cheapest heavy duty multi-tool that Leatherman makes. And it's an amazing tool. It's really, really solid. Mine has, I dropped it and I broke the little part of the, I'll dig it up here. I broke part of the lock that holds, specifically the part on the knife side that holds the knife blade in. So the knife wiggles back and forth a fair bit. So I'm going to send that back in for warranty repair. But just a classic tool, super comfy to use. All the big heavy duty tools, minus scissors, but this is where multi-tools are sort of a bit more like hardware rather than everyday carry tools. So I don't begrudge that at all, because when you're in your shed, chances are a knife or a chisel or this serrated blade is going to do the job of what you're going to cut. So I don't find myself doing too many fine jobs in the shed that would need scissors. But you could always carry a micro as well. Juice CS4, that's the one I've got, and I've never been super fond of it. Never quite got there. The all was blunt. The saw on a slip joint is a bit pointless, I think. Yeah, just not a super big fan. I've got an OHT as well. That's a really cheap, like a really good value tool, really. If you look, it's $80 for quite an advanced tool, but again, I think I've said in my video, if you want one for hardware, you get a Super Tool. If you want one for everyday carry, you get a Wave or a Skeletal, because this one kind of has the Wave size tools or even the Juice size tools on the big frame. You're just paying for those sliding pliers. So if that really gets you going, the sliding pliers, it's a great tool. But apart from that, wouldn't really recommend it unless you've already got one proper Leatherman. That when you're starting to want to just collect, that's when you start getting the OHT, I believe. Wave. As I think they say, it's their best-selling tool for a good reason. All the right tools on it. Probably the most full complement of tools on any Leatherman. Really, really good tool. You can watch my review of it from about 2 years ago, or you can watch other better reviews of it. Skeletal CX could be my favourite Leatherman. I don't know, I toss up between this and the Rebar. This is like a premium Leatherman, you pay heaps of money for it, but it's probably almost my best EDC knife as well, so very, very cool. The EOD Super Tool 300 I'd steer clear of, because those jaws don't help anybody who isn't an army type fellow. These, and by those jaws, I'll just zoom in. Cedric would stop barking, it'd be great. These jaws here, you're not going to have a use for them as a civilian. Hell, even if you're in the army, you're probably not going to have a use for them. But what do? You get a saw, and then you get this other little weird. It's a hacksaw. That's right. It's a little hacksaw blade. I don't find them terribly useful on the multi-tool, to be honest. I had a Gerber with the hacksaw blade on it. Not fast. C4 punch. I don't know. Some people say you could use it as an awl, but I just steer clear. These things are sold to us to make us feel like soldiers when we're not. I think. I don't know. They go to that military pedigree, but some people love it. So it's just not for me. I'd rather have tools that I'd use on my multi-tool. Surge. Really interested in picking myself up a Surge. I think they're very intriguing. My Wave is kind of on permanent loan to one of my buddies, so I think I'm going to grab myself a Surge and a pocket clip. I think they come with a pocket clip, and use that as my sort of maybe an everyday carry. Even I don't mind carrying a heavier tool. See if it can usurp the Swiss tool as my favourite. New Signal. Let's have a look at this. This is on my get list. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not, but I want it because it's new and I'm a consumer and I'm shallow, and I've read a few reviews that sort of say that they'd rather the blade be plain edge, which I can definitely see. The whistle and the fire steel look like shitty things, to be honest. Even in the videos that say how great they are. Everyday Tactical Vids did one just recently, and I saw on his the fire steel was already eaten down like a fair way into the tool, so I don't know. But it's got a saw, it's got a knife, it's got a good pocket clip. It's got the better jaws than the Sidekick, and all interchangeable bit driver. I like these methods of attachment too. I can see myself clipping that to a backpack, and it's got the little lock to lock it shut when you close it, so that hooks over onto this edge here. That little hook there is a hook. So that's cool. I'll probably pick one of them up, or at least try and get one for Christmas, like a child. XE6, again, not keen. Leatherman Crunch that's the multi-tool that I keep planning on buying, and then another one comes up. So I want a Crunch, I want a Surge, I want a Signal, and I want a SOG switch plier. And I know I'm going to get all of those before the Crunch, but I promise I'll get a Crunch one day. Very curious and keen on it. I like how it looks. I don't care that it's got less tools. I like looking pliers. I actually use them a fair amount in my shed, and I wouldn't mind the second set because they make really good improvised vices. I know this is really small, but it'd be good for sharpening tasks when you use little wooden sharpening blocks and stuff. So I've already got my uses for it planned out, so one day it shall be mine. Oh yes, it shall be mine. The Charge series, this one in particular, what do you need the two different bit drivers for? That makes no sense to me. I don't know why you'd choose the ALX. And it's also got the flimsier gut hook thing on the, or strap cutter I guess, on the serrated blade. So I don't know, that really is a weird model to me. And it's got the stupid, like they muck up the needle nose a bit by putting the little scalloped out bits too. So I don't know about the ALX. AL looks nice, bit of an upgrade in blade steel, same tool set as the Wave otherwise. The Mutt, I just don't have a use for the Mutt. It looks cool, really cool looking tool, but I probably wouldn't ever use any more than two of those tools on there. Knife maybe, yeah, knife, pliers, maybe the saw. All the other stuff, again, if you're a gun guy, it looks awesome, but not for me. The Tread, oof, yikes. I am not into wearing jewellery, and I don't care what you say, paracord bracelets are jewellery. I know watches, yeah, I guess watches are jewellery, but they're practical. That is, it's Leatherman would say it's practical, but you know what else is practical? Just carrying a multi-tool that has better drivers. Look at these little tiny drivers. This doesn't do anything for me at all. Having to hold it with your hand, bunch the whole tool up, I don't know, it just seems like, I mean, it's not a misstep. Leatherman can put out whatever products they want. I mean, unless they stick half the company budget into it. But so many of these like hex wrenches I never use, like, yeah, and for that money, this is US, you know, I'll show you how much these are in Australia in a second. It's just sickening. Yeah, I don't get it at all. I'm sorry if I'm knocking your favourite little EDC gadget, but it's just jewellery, and I don't know, I'm not a traditional guy. I'm happy, I think everyone, it takes all kinds. If you want to wear a dress, if you want to wear, you know, you do anything you want, but it's just not for me, jewellery, not for me. Yeah, it just doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. I was just disappointed when I saw, oh, this is what they're going to be pushing. I mean, I was glad they released at least one new multi-tool this year as well, but most of their PR has gone into the trend, and now I don't like it. I'm sorry, Leatherman. The Mutt EOD, again, the EOD thing. There's the cooler, blacker saw. It's got a bomb thing instead of a something else thing. It's all gun related. I don't get it at all. No idea. Nice big chunky tool, I'm sure. And then the creme de la creme, the Charge TTR, this S30V blade. Yeah, definitely I'd have a Charge if I could bring myself to spend that money. But again, flip over the Australian website now. Remember, before I do this, remember, right, Australian dollar is worth about 75 US cents right now. So the thing should be about, you know, if something's $1 in America, it should be $1.25. So this style CS is $23.85 in America. In Australia, let's say it should be $30. Say it costs, so the $5 extra is the markup from the exchange rate, of course, and say if it cost $3 per unit to ship in a big cargo ship, which it wouldn't, it'd cost something like 50 cents per item to ship, if that. But let's say $30 is how much the style CS should cost in Australia. $53. Like, this is how we're treated. And they say we've got a high minimum wage, but no. So look at the Sidekick. $125 in Australia for a Sidekick. We didn't even have the Rev on our... Oh, there's the Rev for $77, whereas in America it is $34. So double the money. Double the money they retail at. And I know you can find them in stores for a little bit less, but you actually can't in Australia for maybe $10 less, as much as a retail shop will go. So it just gets more and more ridiculous as it goes on. So the rebar, $147. Let's find the Wave. I love the Wave the most. So Wave with a nylon sheath, they want $219 for it. Let's remind you, in America, the retail price for an American buyer is between $89 and $99. So I don't know why Leatherman do this to us over here. It doesn't make sense. They would sell more of them, and their business wouldn't be stolen by the people who obviously buy from the US and sell them in smaller amounts in a more fractured way if they just... Look at this eBay seller. $114. This is a trusted... I bought from Knives Online before. Trusted eBay seller. So why are they setting their retailers up to fail? They're big box, like their camping stores, and those stores sell Leathermans. I just don't get it. So the camping stores actually, they'll sell away for $200. It just doesn't make sense. If Leatherman, if you watch these videos, stop it. Like, you're choking up the industry here. You would sell more of them if you just didn't. So look, the tread, I've gone low to high. Let's just see how ridiculous this gets. So the standard tread is $284. The black tread is $400, and a mutt, the EOD mutt, is $413. So for some reason they think the mutt, they sell the mutt more here than the TTR for some reason. I don't know, none of this makes sense. If anyone can explain this to me, why they should set the retail price at more than double, when it wouldn't cost more than double, exchange rate and shipping included, it boggles my mind. Anyway, enough negativity from me. I still love this company, but crikey, it just irks me a little bit. Their pocket tools, these cams and pumps, America must love its guns. There's enough of an industry. I'm just completely no idea about how it is over there, but there'd be like maybe 1,000 people in the whole country here that would have any use for the cam is a bow hunting tool, I think. The pump, shotgun tool. It's surreal to me that these things there's such an industry for them. These are like snowboarding themed. I really don't get it, to be honest, but these little ones start to look cool. The Leatherman 4 looks cool. Even just these little carabiner type, you know, bottle open hex wrench things, they look alright. The shooter, thruster, Piranha 2 looks cool. I wonder how much we sell a Piranha 2 here for. Probably like $90. Oh God, we didn't even have them. Pocket tools, there we are. Alright, so we don't have the by the numbers range yet, but we've got the Piranha, $34, that's not too bad. Usually like the look of that. The Rhyme, Hail, Mako's $80, $90, that's pretty full on. How much do you guys pay for them over there? Piranha 2, come on. Seems like it's off your list. Anyway, knives, Leatherman makes some cool knives. You obviously know my love for the C33 if you watch my channel. They haven't really upgraded. They used to sell other knives with different steels, but they're definitely just sticking with this line. So the C33 launcher is pretty cool. It's just got like a flipper as well. So, but this is the standard $22 in America, which would probably translate to about $16. You are crazy if you don't have one of these knives as you're working, not caring about knife. It's American made, it's a well done 420 HC steel, comfortable grip, couple of carry retention methods. It's not the prettiest knife in the world, but geez, it's good for that money. I can we sell them here as well. I'll show you the limited edition things for Australia. So Craters, yeah, they get about $50. That's not a bad price really. We don't have any of the cool launcher ones because we suck in Australia and we're not allowed to have anything cool. But there you go. You guys don't have a nice limited section like we do. Check this out. We've got limited edition. Every now and then they put some cool little... This is streams of Australia, probably the aftermarket of the US. So look, you got the Cerakote skeletal. That's pretty cool. Like, it's the standard skeletal, but all just painted weird. I'm pretty sure the blade... so the blade's 154 cm serrated, which is cool. Yeah, so it's just it's a skeletal with a better blade still, but a serrated blade covered in black oxide and Cerakote on the white bits. That's really cool. Like a ceramic coating. Nice. I like it. Yeah. But it's very expensive. Wow. $300. No, thank you. And then you get these crazy ironwood charges for I can't even. $2,000 for a Damascus charge. Fuck off. If you have that, how about don't buy that and just do random act of kindness for 6 other people and buy them all charged TTIs. You'll feel better for it. It'll make you feel much happier that your Damascus charge will make you feel. Stop it. Stop it. Gold. Yeah. So that's all leather. That's the limited edition Leathermans. Ironwood. Yeah. All that cool stuff. Sail. Sometimes the sail part has cool things. Well, that's not a sail. Goodness me. Bloody Australian Leatherman. They think that's a good price. Wow, what a scoop. $150 for a Leatherman rebar and half a bit kit with an extender. This is what we deal with every day. Anyway, I hope you've somewhat enjoyed me looking through this catalogue. I'm going to put quite clearly in the heading that's a long video, so thanks if you stuck with me. Good on you. You probably love Leathermans and multi-tools as much as I do. And yeah, just sucks massive balls about how they sell them to us here. Just bleak. It is bleak when you compare the two. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for joining me. Bye.